So one player is going to be receiving a lucrative amount later. And of course, to be here, Dave, they've already won a princely sum from another group.
That's right, and we've already seen, of course, Matt Selt, who's not here, who's earned well over 20,000 from the event, just by being in groups 1 to 7. Well, Xiao Guodong hasn't quite looked the same, really, since he lost that second frame when he missed that black. John Higgins made the clearance, and he's made a century in the next, so Higgins certainly looking the stronger of the two right now.
The century from Higgins we've just seen was his 13th of the tournament. Bear in mind, he's only played in Group 4, 5 and this.
Well, six. Seven.
Big news from the Women's World Championship. Ngu Onyi from Hong Kong is out. Beaten 4-2 by Narantuya from Mongolia. And that's after Narantuya was 2-0 down.
14. 15.
'Chatlazowski's gone 2-1 up against Bingham on the other table, as Higgins looks to develop more reds here, and has done so very nicely. So this is his chance to get the match won, to get himself to 4 points and into the playoffs guaranteed. And then it's about one more place, isn't it? Trump, Wilson, Higgins would all be there. Neil Robertson still with 2 matches to play. He's up against Trump
20.
next on this table.
Thirty. 31.
The way John Higgins goes about things is very professional indeed. He's already thinking about another century. He's playing well enough, he knows that's what should happen from here. And that essentially is just how good these guys are.
38.
Yeah, John Higgins, he's very rare amongst great champions. He's never really had any coaching as such. He had advice when he was younger from Alan McManus, but through his career he's not been turning up with coaches or anything like that. He sort of just teaches himself, it seems. He did say because of the setbacks he had last
39.
season he might consider going to see a sports psychologist. I'm not aware if he's done that or not, but that was in his mind certainly to maybe look into that.
Does a red squeeze through to middle? If it doesn't,
46.
this might be end of contribution.
Well, John Virgo says there's always a gap, and he might be right again here.
47.
Just a little high on this black though, so this is potentially the match or otherwise here. If he pots this black,
Got this, John.
feel he'll be in good shape to go on and win. If he doesn't, then maybe a chance for Zhao, and they're all there actually for a counter clearance. Can he reach this? It's a bit of a stretch. Got to keep a toe on the floor. Lovely shot. Lovely shot. He's playing some good stuff here.
That was terrific, because even a tiny amount of side was
54.
applied to make the cannon. Yeah, going back to that coaching business,
55.
Dave, and I'm a great believer that coaches have helped so many players over the years, but who knows more about the way the game's played than him? One of the game's premier break builders, and when it comes to tactics,
62.
He's
right up there with the very best as well.
Yeah, and surely now he's thinking about the high break, which is in his sights. Jack
63.
Blazowski made 142. It's worth £1,000. Higgins can beat it here. Pots this. There's still 75 on. There's a 145 on. This is match ball coming up, and John Higgins has played
70.
from 1-0 down really, really well.
One.
He made a 141 in Group 5.
$77. $78.
And he made a 141 in Group 4.
$85.
It's interesting this because he's trying to beat Jack Lazowski's high break, but Lazowski's on the other table spotted 6 reds, 6
86.
blacks at the start of that frame, so who knows where that might lead.
$93. $94.
Well, this black for the century, and it's 2 in 2 frames for John Higgins. It's his 7th in this winners group. He's queuing like a dream.
Vintage and victorious.
101. $102. $109.
So this red has got to be negotiated. And it is.
110.
Zowski still on blacks next door to 72.
What a terrific shot that is. Okay, the cue ball eventually came to rest
117.
on the cushion, but that was a fine positional effort.
$119. $122.
Zowski's definitely beaten Bingham. He's over the line. It's just a question of he's still on the maximum. It's just a question of whether he can go on and make it. There's a lot of work to do, I can tell you. So if Higgins does beat his break, it might not last that long.
126.
Either way, though, it's been a wonderful break and confirms Higgins safely into the playoffs. Feeling good, playing well,
131.
and clearly very dangerous.
Not very often you see
137.
two breaks of this magnitude going on at the same time.
144.
First things first, John Higgins is through
Yes, sir.
to the semi-final playoffs in grand style. A break of 144 to finish. He defeats Chow Guodong by 3 frames to 1, and as David said, the way he's playing John Higgins, it will take some stopping. As for table 2, that's over also. No 147 for Jack Lazowski, but he does have a crumb of comfort. He defeats Stuart Bingham 3-1.